Why do anxious and avoidant partners find it really hard to split up? I'm going to talk about that in this video, but first we got to talk about what is an anxious partner and what is an avoidant partner, and then why do these two opposites attract? You've probably heard that term, opposites attract, right? The anxious partner is someone who, when the other person gets quiet, withdraws, retreats, goes away, they get anxious. They're like, where are you going? I want to talk about it. Hey, come back. Are we okay? That's what the anxious partner does, right? And it's a nervous system experience. It's not a mental thing. It took 18 years to wire your nervous system through your caregivers in such a way that you have an anxious attachment style. It's not bad or good, and it's not right or wrong. Okay, it's just your style. It's okay. The avoidant person, they're same thing. 18 years growing up in a certain family where basically relationships weren't that important, and you were left to just go to your room or go outside or go to books because people weren't that reliable. And so you developed a style, an attachment style, under stress that you're like, you know what, when things get stressful here, I'm just going to go to my room. I'm just going to be alone. I'm just going to be quiet. I don't want to make this worse, so I'm just going to disappear. That is the avoidant style. Now, strangely, these two people find each other in an intimate relationship, and it's very normal. So stop making yourself or your partner wrong if you are either on the anxiety spectrum or on the avoidance spectrum. Stop making yourselves wrong. Stop judging. It's just how you're wired. And honestly, not much can be done about it in terms of, wow, this is how I am in a high stakes relationship, like a marriage or a long-term committed relationship. That's usually when it shows up. And why do people find it hard to break up in this dynamic? Well, that should never be the reason you break up. You find it hard to break up because you're two opposites, like magnets drawn toward each other. And we tend to attract our opposite. And that's not a problem again. The work of the anxious avoidant partnership, right, of that dynamic, is to learn how to work with it consciously, directly, openly, with good communication. So don't base leaving a relationship based on your attachment style. That's a really dumb reason to leave a relationship, because someone's avoidant or because someone's like annoyingly anxious. That's not a good enough reason, because all you're going to do is go find another relationship. You're going to break up with this person. You're going to go find another person and get in a relationship with them, and the same fucking thing is going to happen to you again. You're going to have if you're avoidant, you're going to attract an anxious partner. If you're anxious, you're going to attract an avoidant partner. So be my guest if you want to leave for those reasons. But I'm telling you right now, with 20-something years of attachment experience under my belt, that is a really dumb reason to leave a relationship. If you're asking the question, why is it so hard to leave? There are other reasons. Sometimes it's an addiction to stress. Sometimes it's an addiction to not getting your needs met. Sometimes it's just what's familiar, okay? If you grew up in a family where everybody was kind of ghosting all the time and their relationships weren't reliable, you think that's normal. And if you grew up in a family where sometimes they were available and sometimes they weren't, that creates anxiety. That's normal for you. So you're not going to leave because it's normal. It's what you know. All right, in my next video, or soon-to-be video, you will hear, what do we do about this? Okay, if we have an anxious avoidant dynamic, what do we actually do practically to make this unavoidable opposite dynamic better? What do we do to create a secure, strong relationship given how we're wired? I'll cover that in a future video. Thanks, and make sure you subscribe to my channel.